what we are going to do now in session number 2 is tell you how you can get to the absolute best benefit and wellness plan you can imagine. So we have really 5 key areas that we use to build these plans. We want to understand the true belief system and values of an organization. We want to make sure that employees tell us what they want and how they feel. Of course, we have to consider budget and what we're paying for today, what we're paying for down the road. And we need to consider employee experience. Core values, you would hope that they're written in stone and they're well thought out. The key point here is we need to find what they really are. We then balance that against how you like to pay people, how you like to reward people. Then we want to listen closely to what employees are telling us. Doing anonymous surveys is to say, what is the real feeling around the organization? We then take surveys and bring them into focus groups. So we'll say, here's the data, here's what's come back from your feedback. This is what I think this tells us. Does that make sense? Then we get verbal confirmation or not of whether we're on the right track. The whole point of that is that if people feel like they're a part of the process, that they've been heard, we then come back and build a plan that's based on that feedback. It's massive.
So obviously, when you're building a benefit plan or you're redesigning your benefit plan, budget is going to be a huge aspect of it. We certainly want to make sure that we're looking at, the plan design changes or the plan design and forecasting out into the future and making sure that the budgets make sense. What a really good metric to know is your cost per employee. And so that brings you sort of to modeling options. This awesome tool here is a really great way of modeling plan options. So we're thinking about making some plan changes. Let's say we're in that scenario. We're going to look at a whole bunch of different plan design options and take the pricing and model them in this really neat modeling exercise. So in this exercise, we can look at different plan design scenarios, and it'll result in real live time. So we can toggle them, and in real time, you can see the budget impact. Benchmarking. So benchmarking has always been a really popular consideration when we're doing plan design. Kind of challenging it a little bit in our industry these days, only because benchmark data is historical data. We also see features on benchmark data. They're shiny features. They might attract people. They might get you to the job board. They might have people come and work for your company, but are they making them stay? I think at the end of the day, once you start landing on your ultimate plan design, you have to go back to your core values. So we talked about, your brand pillars, your ethics. Does the benefit plan align with those core values? We all know, though, the bottom line, employee experience is paramount. Employees definitely want their claims paid quickly, conveniently. They want a customer service line to call if they can't, get their claims paid quickly and easily. But that's not what they're going to tell stories about. They're going to tell stories about how someone helped them through a health crisis. And we've said this a million times, we'll say it again. Well-being as a whole has to be considered, okay? People are coming to you to help with their healthcare journey. And so if we're not thinking about that when we design our plans, we're missing the mark. And at the end of the day, your employees are your company. So we have to make sure we hit that mark.
So you can see those pieces are really not that complicated, but they make perfect sense in the build process, right? So we have to use that framework if we want to do it right. Yeah, so this is just a way to recap what we've gone over. And I think that pretty much covers what we wanted to do in terms of building the most amazing plan ever.